We are looking at distance and midpoint. So we have formulas for both of those on there. Distance is the length of a segment in between 2 points, so how far apart they are from each other. And the midpoint is halfway in between 2 points on a segment. And then a segment bisector, any segment or line or plane that intersects a segment at its midpoint. So whenever you hear the word bisector, you have to think that that means cut in half. So the first one says use the number line to find the length of QR. So QR, we're just looking at how far apart are these 2 points from each other. That is a distance of 3. So that's just on a straight up number line. Then we go to example 2, we're looking at something that's on the coordinate plane. So really rough sketch of this, you'd have -4, oops, I put that in the wrong spot, that'd be -4, -1. -4, +1 could be like right here, and 3, -1 we'd say is right here. We want to find what is the length in between those. So we're going to use this distance formula up at the top. So I'm going to label these as x1 and y1, x2 and y2. And then I'm literally just plugging those into the equation. So I have x2 minus x1 squared, and then y2 minus y1 squared. So I like to simplify this by doing everything that's underneath of the square root first. So you would get 53 for what's underneath the square root. And then if you type that into the calculator to get an estimated answer, the square root of 53 is about 7.28. So the root 53 would be an exact answer, and the 7.28 is the estimated answer. Okay, example 3 says find the coordinates of the midpoint. So now we're using this midpoint formula. Midpoint formula, you're just averaging the x's and averaging the y's. So on here, I'm going to label these again to help keep myself organized. x1, y1, x2, y2. And then we're going to plug those into the formula. So I have x1 plus y1 divided by 2. And then I have, x1 and x2. I think I said that wrong. x1 and x2 are added together. And then y1 and y2 are added together. Okay, so this is going to give me the point -3, 3. When I simplify that, 8 plus -14 is -6. -6 divided by 2 gives me the -3. -6 plus 12 is 6 divided by 2 gives me the other 3. Okay, example 4 says find the coordinates of D if E is the midpoint of DF and F has coordinates -5, -3. So we know the midpoint, we don't know what the coordinates of point D are. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of set up two little equations here. I have the -5, this is going to be my x1 and my y1, plus the other x value that we don't know, divided by 2, has to equal the -6 from right here. So I'm going to solve that equation, and then the one for the y, I would have -3 plus y over 2 has to equal 4. So here I would multiply both sides by 2, and I get -5 plus x equals -12. And then add 5 to both sides. Am I on the right thing here? Yep. Add 5 to both sides and you get -7 for x. Then here we'd multiply both sides by 2. I get -3 plus y equals 8. So add 3 to both sides, you get y equals 11. So my new point would be -7, 11. Okay, and last one says find the measure of PR if Q is the midpoint of PR. So if Q is in the middle and this QR is 6 minus 3x, that means this is also 6 minus 3x. So I'm going to set up an equation. 6 minus 3x plus another 6 minus 3x has to be equal to the whole thing. Piece plus the piece equals the whole. So combine like terms, I get negative 6x plus 12 equals 14x plus 2. Now move all my x's over to one side. So I get x equals 1/2. So I'd have to divide both sides by negative 20. But it doesn't want x, it wants to know the length of PR. So if I take my PR, which is right here, and I substitute that 1/2 in, half of 14 is 7 plus 2 is 9. So PR would be a length of 9. Alright, you try the last two on there.